Hey Pixies! Today we are going to do a manicure. We're a few days away from Valentine's Day, so I wanted to do something along those lines. So I'm going to be using Double Dip His Queen. There's some medium chunky pieces in there and fine pieces. It's all red, and I haven't used this. I've just swatched it, but it's 1301 His Queen. And Double Dip is a great company. They're PETA approved, vegan, cruelty-free, made in the US, so I really love their products. And this is just their clear. We're going to use that to encapsulate. And then I have their liquids, the base, activator, and top coat. They're my favorite liquids. Everything in this video will be linked below for you, as well as some discount codes. And we'll go ahead and get started. I have my normal prep done already. If you'd like to see how I prep my nails for a dip manicure, I do have a video on that, which I will link here, and let's get started. So first, I'm going to take my base, and I'm going to apply that to the entire nail. And I'm kind of curious to see how this is because, like I said, I haven't actually used this, just swatched it. First, I'm going to pour on top just to get a good base layer going. Okay, so I got it covered, and then we'll do the other layer will be us putting our finger into the jar. That way we pick up more of those chunky pieces. But I want to get a good base first. And then I always run a toothpick or cuticle stick along the edge just to get a clean cuticle line. That will help whenever you're trying to buff and file later because you'll have less bumpiness. And you want to make sure if you do pick up any of those pieces that you're kind of tapping them down so that they lay flat. Otherwise you'll have bumps and lumps in your manicure, and nobody wants that, so make sure that you're doing that as well. So if you're watching this before Valentine's Day or the day of, do you have Valentine's Day plans? If you do, comment below, let me know what you're doing. I'm just going to use this little double dip duster brush, dust off any excess, and let's move on to our second layer. I'm going to be laying my finger in now because I want to pick up more of the chunky pieces and really coat that nail. And you want to make sure you're wiping off your brush in between because there's little glitter pieces on there from your nail. So I'm going to lay into it. Look at that, that is so pretty. So I just laid everything flat with my finger, and now I'm just going around the edge, get off any loose pieces, and clean up that line a little bit. Like I said, that just really helps you so that you don't have so much cleanup to do at the end as far as buffing and filing. So I am going to let you watch me do this. And my bottle is so low because I literally use this every single manicure that I have to really push my brush down in there to get any at this point. But I will let you watch me do this, and whenever I'm ready to move on to the next step, I'll come back on. Okay, so that is our first layer. And as you can see, my nails are not looking thick or chunky. I'm actually going to do a third, and I'm only doing that because there's a few little spots that aren't entirely covered. And if my nails were looking pretty thick, I would not do this. I would let it as it is because I really hate when my nails get too thick, but they're not right now. It's a really nice glitter. It's going on beautifully. And it reminds me of Dorothy's shoes in The Wizard of Oz. So that's fun. I really love it. And I love the name, His Queen. It's perfect for Valentine's Day. So look, now that is complete full coverage. And it's still not too thick, at least on my nail. I don't have thick nails to begin with, so my nails are pretty thin. So they're still looking relatively thin. And then we'll do 1 or 2 dips, I'm not sure yet, of the clear. So I will let you watch me finish up this last dip, and then I'll come back and we will encapsulate. Okay, now that I have red glitter everywhere, let's go ahead and open up our double dip clear. I have a 2-ounce jar. So what I like to do is, I got these off of Amazon. I'll link them below for you as well. And I like to put a little bit in here so I don't contaminate my large jar with glitter. So I just put some in there, and then if it's contaminated with glitter, I either discard it, or usually what I'll do is I'll use it for swatching, or I will just use it for my glitter manicures. So I am going to take my cuticle pusher again and scoop just a little bit and lightly pour that on top. And this will protect it from buffing and filing. And then what I also like to do is I will still run this around the edges because you want to make sure that you don't have buildup there. And then I lightly just press it down just to make sure there's no wet spots still. If there's still wet spots, I'll put a little bit more on, but that one was good and dry. The double dip clear is amazing. I've used other clears and they're not quite as good. They'll either dry cloudy or give you issues. They're not, you know, as clear as this one. So this is definitely my go-to. I use this one for pretty much every manicure. And I don't pour that back into my big jar. I keep it exactly the way it is, and I'll just keep using that for glitters just in case it is contaminated. And I know it looks like it's cloudy now, but as soon as we activate and then buff and file, it won't look like that anymore. It's actually going to protect it from buffing and filing, because what will happen if you don't, especially with glitters, if you don't encapsulate it in something, when you buff and file, you are going to buff and file the glitter and it will turn silver, most likely. So I have had that happen before. When I first started dipping, I didn't realize that I needed clear, and my glitter that I worked so hard on did not turn out good. So I immediately bought a clear. And the first clear I bought was off of Amazon, and I won't name names, but it was awful. And I then got Revels, and Revels wasn't bad, but Double Dips is a better price, and I really love their products, so I've just stayed with using the Double Dip one. You can see whenever I put that base on, that red, so beautiful. I don't know that I've ever done a full nail glitter before. I usually do like glitter accents or something like that, but I don't know that I've ever actually done a full manicure that was all glitter. I don't do one color manis very often. Okay, so I'm going to dust this off. I'm going to put away my clear and get that same brush and just dust it off a little bit. Put away my base, we're done with that. And if I felt like this was going to require a lot of buffing, I would have done 2 dips of the clear, but I have the glue all over my hand. So this method of pushing it down really helps. You can see they're not very thick, and you can't feel it obviously, but there's very little buffing that will need to be done. They're extremely smooth right now, so I'll just be reshaping and lightly buffing these. But we're going to do our activator. So with the activator, make sure you're wiping it off in between. I just give it a quick swipe on my paper towel. That way you're not contaminating it with any other products or the glitter, color, anything like that. You don't want that in there because it might pick it up in your next manicure and put it onto your nail. I do 2 generous layers just to make sure I got the whole nail. You don't have to worry about keeping it solely on the nail because it basically works with the other products to harden everything. So it's not going to do anything to your skin. And this is where you kind of start to see your manicure come through, the actual color that you put on, and it starts to look shiny. And I really love the activator part. Okay, I am going to wait about 2 minutes, and then I am going to buff and file off camera. This is what we have so far. So I'm going to buff and file off camera, reshape my nails, and I'll be back here in a few minutes. Okay, I've buffed, filed, and reshaped my nails. So that's what it's looking like. And my buffing block literally cut me. It's like a paper cut right there. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, I stopped using that one. So I'm going to activate again. So this is our second layer of activator. What I did was, like I said, I buffed, filed, and shaped, and then I used an alcohol prep pad to just wipe off my nails. So I did that, and we're going to activate this, wait about a minute, and then we will wipe it off and do our top coat. Okay, so I waited about a minute, I wiped them off, and now we can do our top coat. Our final step, this was a super quick, fun little Valentine's Day manicure. One of my favorite things about Double Dip is their top coat. I've had people say that they never have an issue with top coat, but I have. So I've had top coats, dip liquid top coats, dry, streaky, matte, not good. And it just ruins your whole manicure. You spend all this time to do your nails and then it's ruined. Double Dip's top coat never ever does that to me. And I'm not even extremely careful about how I apply it, but when you do your first coat, you want it to be 2 to 3 quick brush strokes per nail. Wipe off your brush in between so that that activator doesn't stay on there. And now you can see it's kind of, I don't know if you can actually see that, it's kind of dulling a little. And that's when I usually apply my second layer. So I will do this one. This one is slower. Make sure you're getting all the edges. And I also cap the edges. That will help your manicure last longer. So make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're not really getting it on your skin. I got a little bit, I felt it go under just a little. That will dry and harden, so you don't want that. But this top coat is just beautiful. My absolute favorite dip liquid top coat, because I'm not even extremely careful about how I apply it, and I've never to this day had it turn out weird at all. Never one issue. So I'm going to let this dry and then I'll be back. Okay, we're all dry. I washed my hands and that is our final look. This glitter is absolutely beautiful and it would work for so many different holidays, or if you're just a red lover. I mean, it's in a way simple but so standout, and I absolutely love it. I'm not always kind of a red person. I don't wear a lot of red. I don't do a lot of red manicures, but this is definitely fun. So let's go ahead and finish off with our cuticle oil. I'm going to use Scales of a Mermaid, Kiss Me at Midnight. I felt that was appropriate for our Valentine's Day manicure, so I'm just going to rub that in. And I highly recommend the Double Dip products, so if you want to check them out below, I do have a link as well as a discount code. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications so that you don't miss any videos. And if you have any questions or video suggestions, please leave a comment below, or you can always find me on Instagram at @dippingpixie. I'd love to see you over there as well. And that's it for this one, guys. I hope that you loved it, and I will see you in the next one.